Okay, for this chapter, we are going to be dealing with productivity and production. In particular, the short run will be emphasized. And so in the short run, what we need to know is that that's when capital is fixed. So capital, the input, is fixed and labor is variable. And the way it generally looks like is the curve of output, which we call total product, with labor and capital being fixed, will have this kind of a shape in general. This is the total product curve. Certainly true that more labor, more output, but look at the way the output rises. The slope, which is the critical part, is getting steeper and then getting flatter. And this is very important because the slope represents the change in total product over the change in labor. It represents the marginal product of labor. Just like in the consumer theory, marginal utility was the additional satisfaction. In production theory, the marginal product is the additional productivity of the worker. And that's represented by the slope. So as you can see from the slope, the slope is rising, so the marginal product is rising. And then the slope begins to fall, so the marginal product falls. Now this here is the general shape of the marginal product of labor. And this illustrates that the marginal product rises and then it falls. And this is called the law of diminishing marginal productivity, which means to say, as you hire workers, eventually the next worker will be less productive than the previous worker. And so marginal productivity commences at the maximum, right over here. Let's take a look at this idea. A firm hires 2 students. 64 customers can be served in 1 hour. The manager of the restaurant sees that hiring a 3rd student, we can have 80 customers. What is the marginal product of the 3rd student? Once again, it is the change in output over the change in labor. And you can do this easily by seeing that with 2 workers, our total output will be 64. With 3 workers, we can serve 80 customers, and that's an additional 16, and that is called the marginal product of labor. 1 more worker produces 16 more units of output. Marginal product of the 3rd worker is 16, and therefore the answer is A.